Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are on a scouting trip today, shooting some video for what I hope will be a future still shoot. We're off to Santa Ana. Our video setup today is the Blackmagic with the 28 and 50mm FDs. The reason we're here actually has everything to do with this sign. Every now and then I buy things from this auction house, and right outside their driveway is this sign that says Historic Main Street. Some time ago I drove around this area, maybe a mile up the road in each direction, and there was nothing historic at all. Most of the buildings were mid-century and not much to look at. Now maybe at one time, when I was into this style architecture and shooting a lot at night, I would have been very interested in this area. But now, I'm more interested in the older areas. Buildings from the 1890s to 1940s. So anyway, I'd abandoned the idea of shooting this area until I found this book. And when I did a couple of Google searches, I found out I just hadn't driven far enough down the road. Because as you'll notice, you keep driving and driving and driving, and about 3.5 miles down the road, you run into this sign. And this is the beginning of the real historic district. Here the buildings look a lot older, and it's a lot more promise for what I'm thinking of doing. So it's time to park and wander around a bit. I'm here pretty late in the afternoon, and really am doing more scouting than photography. There are some amazing buildings in this area. There's just no people wandering around. Everywhere I point my camera or look at, I see places that would be really interesting to photograph. Most of these buildings are dating from the 1900s to the 1920s. Everything looks so quaint and so historic. You would think that this place would be full of little touristy shops and little cafes. And there would be a lot of visitors just wandering up and down the street looking at things. But none of that diminishes from what we're here for, which is looking to see if this place is worth taking pictures of. This is the old town hall, now an office building. Built in the 1930s, it's got some amazing architectural and geometric details. And right down the street we have this theater, built in 1923 in the Mission Revival style, with heavy Art Deco influences. But for all the amazing places and buildings, again, there just doesn't seem to be anybody here. And yet, it doesn't seem dangerous. The place is clean, there's no homeless encampment, it's a very safe feeling neighborhood. All these buildings are within a 4 or 5 block area. And it's just amazing because it doesn't matter where you go, there's just one after the other after the other. There's just no people anywhere. For what I want, that's probably a good thing, because I'm very interested in the architecture, so I should be able to throw a tripod up if I want, or just not worry about blocking people. The buildings might be interesting backdrops. Here was a small group of photographers with a model, and apparently they were wandering around town just using these great buildings as a backdrop. Well, that's gonna do it for this trip. I'll be back in a couple of days to shoot the stills and some more video, and I'll post that next week. I hope you'll come back and take a look. Thanks so much.